Hello, it's Rob McDermott from Speedcost here. This is a continuation of our series on Starlink. In this video, we are putting the Starlink Mini to test in some remote environments. We were out in the Palo Duro Canyon up in the panhandle of Texas, and then we also took it up into the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. The Starlink Mini that we're testing in this video will be available to enterprise customers later in Q4 of 2024. When opening the Starlink Mini box, what you'll find inside there is the Starlink Mini itself, and then the box actually comes with two stands. You have the kickstand that you can use on any sort of flat surface, and it also actually comes with a pole mounts that you can actually use if you want to put it up on a pole to get some elevation to clear any sort of local obstructions. In addition to the two mounts, the Starlink Mini comes with a power cable and a power supply. Although your typical use for the Starlink Mini will be to use the Wi-Fi that's actually built into the Mini itself. You don't have a separate Wi-Fi base station. You also have the option of connecting to it with an RJ45 cable. The Starlink Mini is a very small footprint unit. It's very light. It's easily maneuverable. You could, if you really wanted to, put it in a backpack to get to some location. So even though we were in a forest that had tall trees all around us, as you can see from the obstruction map, we had fairly good view of the sky, although there were some obstructions. When we actually were using the Starlink this location, we really didn't experience any problems with outages due to obstructions. Here's the result of some of the speed tests we did. And as you can see, when you run the speed test on the Starlink app, we actually get some pretty good results. And this one here, we actually had 136 megabits down and 7.5 megabits up. And in addition to the speed tests that you get from the Starlink app itself, we also do some speed tests to some of these public speed test sites. These results tended to be a bit lower than we see from the Starlink app. This one was 100 meg down and just over 4 meg up. And for your typical sort of home user, which is the market for this, for doing Netflix and web streaming and video conferences, that kind of thing, you don't need a huge amount of uplink. 4 to 7 meg is absolutely fine for most users. The upload speed is less than we see with the other Starlink terminals, but that's due to the size of the terminal. And when you consider the size, the weight, and how portable the Starlink Mini is, these are all very impressive results. In terms of power consumption, the Starlink Mini spec sheet says that it typically consumes 25 to 40 watts, and this was right in line with what we saw in our testing. In fact, I did see it actually operating down to 24 watts, but more typically it was operating in the 30 to 35 watt range. What's very nice about it actually consuming so little power is it does open up the options of powering it from different sources. In this case, I was using a solar panel that was just charging up a battery, and you have other options. Of course, you could run it from a car battery, or if you in a boat, from it's a 12-volt battery. It really does open up the range of possibilities on where you can operate the unit and how you would power it. The Starlink Mini also can operate on the move. So in this video, we were actually testing it in some remote locations, but you can also actually mount it on your vehicle and have it operate whilst you're on the move. Thank you for watching this video. As you can see, the Starlink Mini was very, very usable in these remote areas. Due to its size, it's very easy to set up. And in most cases, it was simply a matter of plugging in the power, finding a clear spot, point the Starlink Mini in the right direction, and within 5 minutes we would have access to our site, even in the middle of nowhere. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us.